Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. We are playing Blade and Sorcery today on the PC, and we're here in the arena in survival mode, and I'm here to ask you a question. Does 10,000 hours worth of something make you an expert at that thing? Let's talk about that in today's episode. Before we begin, I hope you are doing well wherever you are today, whether it is day or night, or you're about to, oh my god, what is this thing? Grab this thing and make the days very bad for anyone that comes out, so let's get things kicked off right now. Oh, this is called a Great Falx, by the way. Okay. Boy, this is gonna hurt somebody real bad. Okay, let's get our first traditional slow motion kill out of the way so we can take care of business here. Hey, brah, look. That's harsh. Let's spike it. Spike the ball. I did touchdown. Yeah. Are we getting a second one? We're getting a second one. All right, and a third. Third traditional slow motion kill of the day. Oh, no. There we go. Anyway, with those out of the way, let's go back to our original question. Does 10,000 hours worth of something that you've put work into make you an expert at it? Now, in case you're wondering, like, where did he get this number? Well, that's sort of the recognized number, in the world for what makes you an expert at something, okay? So if you, for instance, are a doctor and you have 10,000 hours worth of being a doctor, you are considered an expert. And that's someone that can, that's someone who can, testify essentially as being an expert in something. So the same thing goes for pilots. If you get 10,000 hours as a pilot, you are considered an expert pilot. So along those lines, I was trying to think, what do I have? And go into the comments below here and let me know. What would you think that you have, more than 10,000 hours in that you have done in your life that you would consider yourself an expert as? Now, let's not be silly, okay? Because, when you first try to answer that question, you're like, well, I have slept more than 10,000 hours in my life, so I'm an expert at sleeping. Are you, though? I did another episode where I had to Google how to sleep because I kind of feel like I forgot somewhere along the way. Because, I'm so bad at sleeping, insomnia and nightmares and all that stuff. Ew. Insomnia, nightmares, PTSD, autism, all brain damage, that all kind of makes sleep a little challenging sometimes. And so, does that really make you an expert at sleep? I don't think that's something that you quantify. It's not like you studied sleep for 10,000 hours, right? And I think that's sort of the distinction. It has to be something that you've actively put work into. Okay. So, going to the bathroom. No, come on now. Right? It's not something like that. It's got to be something that's substantial. So, are you someone that does art, right? If you have spent about 10,000 hours drawing art, or something like that, then you probably can consider yourself an expert. Now, how do you figure that out, right? It's not like you keep a log of that stuff. Unless you're a pilot, hopefully you... hopefully you keep a log, or something like scuba diving, right? I have a license for being a license. Is that what it's called? It's Open Diver Certification through PADI, which is the, what is it? It's one of the main scuba diving companies, or organizations. I'm certified as an open water scuba diver. And you're like, of course you are, Orpheus. Yeah, no, seriously. I'll tell a story about that one in an upcoming video. That's an interesting kind of saga. And so I have not nearly had enough 10,000 hours to call myself an expert. I don't even think. Anyway, the point is, you probably don't keep a log on these things, right? And so how do you figure it out? Well, okay. For me, I was trying to think of how many hours I've played Blade and Sorcery across both the Quest 2 version and the PC version. And so I kind of go, all right, I play about 2, maybe 3 hours of this. I play about 2, maybe 3 hours of this game a day. Yes, I do. I'm in decent shape because of it too. But I play about 2 to 3 hours a day, and then I play that just about every single day. So we'll say, we'll give myself an average of 2 hours a day just to be safe, to leave myself for, being sick or whatever. So that's 365 days. times 2. Okay, so you're at 730 hours, and that's in 1 year. All right, I've had this game now for about 2 years, so we're at let's see, 1500. So around, wow, this guy is having so much trouble. Let's help him. Oh no. So I've got about 1500 hours on this game. I mean, I would say that I'm pretty good at it, right? I'm not nearly an expert at the game. I'm sure some of the people that created the game, although I don't know, that's a lot of work. Like 10,000 hours in this game would make you like, you'd be flipping around like a ninja with lasers and shit, like, woo, right? I'm not doing that. So, I mean, I've got a lot of experience in the game, but not like, not that much. So, okay, so what have I done in my life that I could count being an expert on? Okay, well, let's see. When I was growing up, I spent, boy, it had to be, what? How did you die? I spent probably, boy, we'll say every weekend riding motorcycles. We'd say Friday afternoon to evening, and then all of Saturday, and then the first part of Sunday. So we're going to say 2 full days, and that's about 10 hours a day of riding motorcycles. And this is dirt bikes, so out on like dirt roads and back trails and stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to say about 10 hours a day, 20 hours a week. Seriously, 20 hours a week of riding motorcycle. 20 hours a week, and then you get that by 52 weeks. 52 times 20 is 1,000 some odd hours, and I did that over, boy, at least 15 years of my life. So, yeah, I would be qualified as an expert at riding a motorcycle. All right. I've never been in a motorcycle accident with another car. It's the one accident. Now you're like, well, you have. I've seen that video. I was in one motorcycle accident, but it was because of my stupidity and a blown tire. That wasn't my fault. Anyway, so I'm very safe on a motorcycle. I could count myself as an expert on that. But again, that's like, what am I going to do with that? I'm not going to go be a BMX, a motocross racer, right? That's not what I want to do. So what have I put that much work into? Well, I could say something like gaming, right? I've put in more than 10,000 hours into something like World of Warcraft, I would say. My wife and I started playing World of Warcraft in just as Burning Crusade came out. So we're talking like 18 years. Something like that. 17, 18 years worth of playing World of Warcraft. Yeah, I would say I have expert, opinion on that game. And you might be the same way. What sort of games have you played that much that you can say that you're an expert at? Like, I don't know, GoldenEye on the N64. I know some people that have easily got 10,000 hours on that game. I mean, that's, the pinnacle of gaming. It's and it's our drama queen of the day. She refused to get off a screen. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, anyway, so like, how about World of Warcraft? Well, sure, but again, that's something that you do for fun, right? And again, passively, yeah, you become an expert at that thing. But let's think about something that I've done. Oh, Mr. Clumsy has just stepped right in the way of that. You just naughty boy. But like, okay, what is something that I've tangibly put a lot of work into? And I would say broadcasting, being on the radio. I would easily say that I have had more than 10,000 hours being on the air. We're going to say, I'm not going to do the math. Let's just say it was a lot. Let's say 6 days. Nah, we'll do an average of 5 days a week, with that. And we'll say, boy, how many years? Let me do some quick math. Yeah, I'm well over that. I'm more like 15, 20,000 hours easily of being on the air. And so, I use the analogy all the time. Analogy of of driving a car, right? So the first time that you drive a car, you're like locked 10 and 2 and you're like checking your mirrors all the time, and like someone's like, "Can we change the radio?" And you go, "You do it. I'm focused." Right? And they're like, "You want to stop and get something to eat?" And you say, No. I'm not gonna. Ew, that was gross. Oh, anyway, you're like, no, I don't want to eat in the car. I can't, you feel like you're not safe enough to do anything. But like, give it a couple years. And that's another thing, driving, right? I don't think 10,000 hours of driving makes everyone an expert. But anyway, going on the air, I've easily got enough of that. And so the analogy, and now I said it again, the analogy is when I first started, it was like microphone here and my hands on the control panel, and I'm like, oh crap, and just waiting, to do everything that I'm supposed to do. Well, for driving, once you've been driving a while, I mean, come on, man, you're driving with your knee, you're eating a cheeseburger with one hand and texting with the other one. You know what I'm saying, right? Anyway, so 10,000 hours being on the air, yeah, absolutely. But let's go back to driving for a second. Have you driven like 10,000? Oh, so close. Have you driven more than 10,000 hours in your life? And I know, like, having a license these days, not everyone has one. And so, sometimes that's not a good metric. But have you driven 10,000 hours in your life? If so, do you think that you're an expert? How about this? If you're driving right now, which is part of my point, if you're driving right now and you look over to the person next to you who's driving like an idiot, would you say that they're an expert because they've driven more than 10,000 hours? I don't know. Anyway, ask yourself that question. What things have I done in my life that I've put work into more than 10,000 hours? Put them in the comments below. Let me know. Let's start talking about that. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one here on Orpheus Plays. Be good. Do good. Treat yourself well, because you deserve it. See you in the next one. Bye.